Welcome to Penny for Your Shots, Conversations and Cocktails with Brilliant Women, the podcast where we uncork the stories and insights of exceptional female leaders from all walks of life. Our goal is to serve up wisdom, tips, and inspiration, and to support each other in rediscovering ourselves and what sets our souls on fire. We'll also share personal memories, paired with friends and a favorite beverage. I'm your host, Penny Fitzgerald, and I believe that the best stories are served up over a glass of wine or a cocktail. So grab a glass, get comfy, and let's pour ourselves into Penny for Your Shots.
What if the one thing holding you back from running harder, jumping higher, or just feeling confident while moving your body was your bra? This week's episode features the unstoppable Frankie Elder-Reedy, athlete, entrepreneur, and creator of Wrax, the revolutionary boob harnessing bra system that keeps everything in place so you can move freely. But this conversation is about so much more than sports bras. Frankie opens up about the moments that led her to create Wrax, like being harassed while running in her hometown as a teenager, and how women are still navigating movement, safety, and visibility every day. We talk about entrepreneurship, embracing our boldness, standing tall in our stories, and what it means to reclaim our bodies and our voices. She's hilarious, heartfelt, and full of grit. And her product, it's changing lives, one bounce-free rep at a time. If you've ever felt uncomfortable in your own skin or have been held back by limiting beliefs or a lousy sports bra, this one's for you. Here is Frankie Elder-Reedy. Well, hello.
Hi.
It's great to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you in the Kansas City area?
Well, I'm about an hour south of Kansas City.
Okay.
So I live way out in the country, like way out.
Okay.
Like my nearest neighbor is like a mile away.
Oh, wow.
So I'm at home right now and I'm like the windows are open because it's gorgeous outside.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm hoping my dogs won't bark.
It's okay.
While we're
That's
talking,
real.
If they do, I won't be able to really stop them. You know,
That's
squirrel, deer, whatever. They'll lose their
I
minds.
get it. I get it. Well, tell us a little bit about you. Like, did you grow up in the town where you are now, or close by?
Yeah. I've been here since I was 2, so I don't know anything else. I lived in Lacine, so it's a really, really small town. I think there's like somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500 people there.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, really, really tiny. And the high school that I went to is like consolidated, so lots of little towns in one big high school. So it wasn't necessarily like a tiny high school situation. It would have been if it would have just been, just our town.
Right.
But
Yeah.
been here for a long time.
I get it.
I love it here. It's a beautiful part of the world.
Yeah, it's a great place to live.
Yeah, definitely. Especially I'm looking out my windows right now and it's just so beautiful out today. I'm really hoping to get outside.
Oh, nice. Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's good I love getting outside and feeling the sunshine on my face. It's just your feet on the ground. It's just grounding.
Yeah. Like you can feel the energy just going. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
There's not a lot of sunshine today, but there's still all kinds of beautiful things to look at out there.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Well, I grew up in Iowa, rural Iowa, on a farm.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And now live part-time summer months in Iowa. My husband and I have a place in Newhall, Iowa, which is a town of less than 1,000 people.
So
I get it.
Experience. Yeah.
Yeah. I always tell people it's a great place to live, but I wouldn't want to visit.
Okay. I've never heard anybody say that. That's interesting. There's not really, unless you know people, like what's the point? Because there's really nothing to do or see.
Well, and that's really, you make your own fun when you're living in a place that's small and really, a lot of times you have things going on around you that are fun and culturally, fun to do, but you don't necessarily know about it because you take it for granted or you don't hear about those kinds of visitor kind of things.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I love that you're calling that out, that you just kind of have to make your own fun. So growing up in a community like this, maybe it's good for our creativity. You have to just come up with ways to entertain yourself otherwise. So we do get pretty creative with that from time to time. So
that's right. All right. Well, you have a product that you developed, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Tell us
Wrax.
about that. Yeah.
Well, I keep boobs from bouncing. So I like to say I'm I have big boobs and big dreams, even bigger dreams.
I
I
love
just
it.
got tired of them bouncing. I mean, it's really like,
Yeah.
it's not an extraordinary story. It's just, I'm just an athlete. And I would even say, like, I'm 47 years old. So I don't know that I can even call myself an athlete anymore, but
Mm.
I like to run for mental wellness, not
Uh-huh.
necessarily for time. Like, I don't necessarily even have goals when I go out to run other than to just declutter my mind, because I find that it helps my ADHD, like it's
Uh-huh.
super good for me. But it's distracting when your boobs are all over the place. So it's like kind of,
Mm.
when you're going out to run or you're exercising to gain peace, and
Mm-hmm.
you end up getting frustrated because if your boobs bouncing, it's like it negates
Uh-huh.
the purpose in the first place. So, yeah, I just got tired of it. And there's more than one reason. Like, when I was a young woman, I used to, live in Lacine.
Mm-hmm.
And I would always run the same route because I
Mm-hmm.
knew where the dogs were in town that people didn't have,
Mm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
that they let just kind of run around. And it's not
Yep.
fun to get chased by a dog when you're running. It's
No.
not a great experience. So I
No.
always ran the same route. And unfortunately, there was an individual who knew what my route was, and he would literally just go park so he could watch me run. And I mean, I'm sure that there are going to be people who, and have been people that have heard this, that they relate to it. Like, this is what it's like to be a
Mm-hmm.
woman, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is our reality. And so as a young woman, I was in high school and I didn't know how to deal with that. I mean, I still to this day, it would make me uncomfortable, not as uncomfortable
Uh-huh.
as it made me then. At
Yeah.
47, I've like kind of a different person now. But I mean, the way I view it is I basically had two options. Like, I could either run faster, which made the bouncing more, it increased the
Mm-hmm.
bouncing, or I could walk and not bounce as much, but prolong the amount of time I'm getting looked at.
Mm-hmm.
And these are my
So,
options.
well, okay.
Or
I
I can
saw
turn around
that.
and go the other way, which what at that time I was a high school athlete and I had goals, and we didn't have
Right.
GPS and we didn't have like all those
Yeah.
things, way back
Yep.
then. So it's like I knew
Or
how
cell
far the
phone.
route was. Yeah, there was a reason I had that route and I like to go that way. And
Yeah.
if I would get halfway or more than halfway and then have to turn around and go back, it wasn't what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I read that story on your website and I
Oh, uh-huh.
just immediately got nauseous. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, well, a couple things. How old was the guy that did this? Ish.
Um, Old enough to be my dad.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
he was, I would say at that time, he was probably in his 40s. Yeah. I don't know him that well, but
Uh-huh.
I mean, I know him,
Yeah.
a town of 1,000
And
people.
did any adults in your life know the story?
No.
So I just have so many questions about it. And so,
Yeah.
okay, you possibly were not safe doing that. I mean, you're in a small town, you knew the guy. So, I mean, it's
Hmm.
a little different, but it's
Right.
still frightening and could have turned dangerous.
Hmm.
And how dare he do this to anyone and think it's
Right.
okay? I mean, I'm assuming maybe there were some mental issues.
I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable making any kind of like, I wouldn't,
Right.
I
Diagnosis.
don't know. I just,
Other than
if you're
asshole.
47 and you look back on it and you're like, well, probably I should have said something to somebody. I don't know. I just didn't.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
Oh, I know.
I think
Why should that
you
be
just
on
kind of, it's almost
you?
like it's expected. I know that sounds crazy, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
It's just, in my
We
mind
were
at 16,
taught.
it's like, here's another one of these assholes.
Yeah.
It's not like I wasn't experiencing that from other people in other times and places. That one was just kind of more consistent,
Yeah.
and repetitive.
We were taught as
Mhm.
girls growing
Mhm.
up, don't wear this, don't wear that, don't be provocative, don't smile too much, don't be mad, don't look mean, don't look,
Mhm.
do all it, how about you not be an asshole? How about that?
Right.
How about you don't
Right.
give me a reason to have to do, what the hell?
Right. Right.
It's just infuriating to me.
It is. It's infuriating because what the way things used to be, I think things are thankfully turning around, but it used to be women were, it was, women need to change their behaviors and modify
Yeah.
and not being involved in as many things and not be able to experience the things they wanted to experience rather than just expecting men to behave themselves. Like, hello.
Right.
This
Just
is
be a normal
actually pretty
human. How
simple.
about that? How about
Right,
treating me
right.
like a normal human?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God. Yeah. I have there's a friend of the family who um she went on a rant on Facebook, and I can't disagree with her. She said,
Mhm.
"Am I an angry feminist?" Yeah, I am, because I'm she was in college at the time, and she
Mhm.
was walking across campus, and she
Mhm.
had it's an evening, so she had her book bag, and
Yeah,
she's on high alert walking through campus.
right.
And in front of her, she sees a dude with his headphones in, his earbuds, and he's got a tank top and shorts on, and is just living his best life, walking across
Mhm.
campus, listening to whatever he wants to listen to. A woman, a girl, can't do that. You have to
Right.
be on high alert.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
ridiculous. And she goes, "So am I an angry feminist?" Yes, I am.
Mhm.
Like, okay, yeah, I see your point, and I agree. That's just ridiculous.
Mhm. It unfortunately it is the way it is. Um,
Mm.
I actually had an experience yesterday that I don't really necessarily want to get into detail with, but I
Yeah.
came home and told my husband about it. And I was like, I literally said to him, I was like, this is what it's like to be a woman. This is my
Mm.
experience. This is what it's like for me. And he's awesome. He's wonderful.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
I
mine too.
think that it's just like anything else, if it's not something that you experience on a regular basis or have ever experienced it, there's only
Uh-huh.
one way you can kind of learn about it is to hear other people share their experience
Right.
and honesty and vulnerability about it. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty uncomfortable yesterday. And it was an experience with a man I don't know. And I was literally in a corner, which is not fun. Um, and he had a dog, and my anxiety raised so
Oh my
quickly that
God.
I'm pretty sure that's what like kind of cued the dog, and the dog tried to attack me.
Mm. Oh
So it
no.
was like, sort of like doubled up between the vibes I was
Oh.
getting from him and then the dog nipping at
Mm-hmm.
me. I wasn't bitten or anything. It was just like, it just raises you to like fight or flight like that. You're
Yeah.
instantly there. And it's just not fun. I mean, but it's
No.
something that you have to kind of constantly be prepared for. So
Oh gosh.
I feel really lucky. I will say I feel very fortunate to have been raised in the household I was raised in, and with the dad that I had. He was a high school wrestling coach.
Oh, uh-huh.
So I kind of
Don't
grew up
mess with
getting
my
my
little
ass kicked.
girl.
Well, he
Oh,
taught us a lot of stuff. So, I mean, and when I say I grew up getting my ass kicked, it was like lovingly, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
He taught us how to wrestle. And so it, I don't want to be naive and think that I'm like, capable of more than I'm capable of, but I'm glad I have at least some sort of
Yeah.
skill set
Yep.
that I can kind of rely on if I would ever need it again.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Changing the world one whatever at a time.
hey, that's actually
One
something I say. I'm
situation.
like, I'm sometimes when I'm talking about Wrax, I'm like, if I have to do this, just 2 boobs at a time. Damn it, that's what I'll do.
Yes, exactly. Okay,
Anyway,
so we got off track there. I got on a tangent. Sorry about that. I got
oh,
you
it's
off
so
track.
easy to do. Yeah.
It's like, there's so many questions. But okay, so you have a product that helps you not bounce. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit more about the product itself.
Well, it's really simple. So it's kind of crazy to me because I can't tell you how many miles I put in years, over years.
Yeah.
And I love hit workouts. Like I've done Insanity like 4 times. The
Wow.
program, I don't know if you've ever done it. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Very high impact exercises are like that. I love that type of stuff. But when there's dynamic movement with your whole body, obviously your boobs are all over the place too. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just really limiting. And I can't tell you how many times I thought, why don't they just make something that keeps them from coming up? If they don't go up,
Mm-hmm.
they can't come back down. And I was looking for something and I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't find it. I kind of did. Like there was basically like this, I don't know what the name brand of it is or anything, but it's just a band. Like it's basically like a belt that you put over your
Like a
boobs.
tube top, only tight, like compression.
Not necessarily. It's
Okay.
literally just a band that you
Oh,
can put over the tops of your boobs.
okay.
And I've actually belted my boobs at the
Oh my
gym. Do you
God.
know like the belts that you put around your
Yeah.
to protect your back?
Yeah.
I have literally when there hasn't been anybody in the gym before I created Wrax, of course. I would be doing a weight set that I'd be lifting and then doing some plyometric stuff. So I'm like lifting a little bit and then doing some jumping. I used the belt that you put around your
Wow.
waist up
Uh-huh.
here and just belted it. And so I knew
Uh-huh.
that it worked. I knew that that was a way that my boobs wouldn't bounce, would be to like keep them from coming up. And I just couldn't find a sports bra that did that.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know if it would work, but it, took finding the right person because I can't sew. I needed to find the right people who could help me create it.
Uh-huh.
Um, Found the right people and started
Wow.
to figure it out. And I'll tell you, one of the most fun experiences with it was the first prototype I got. I did about less than 3 minutes of the insanity workout, which is usually 30-second like
Yeah.
intervals with different
Uh-huh.
exercises. So I got several different exercises in and it was working so well. And it was like one of those moments. It was so exciting to me. I was like, oh my God, it works. Like it was one of those moments that I hope to look back on as an entrepreneur and
Mhm.
like will be nearly sacred. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
always going to be super special to me, that moment. And there have been some others like that.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
burst into tears? I think I would have.
I didn't burst into tears. I just was like, it made me work out harder. That's for sure. It
Wow.
filled me with like this explosive energy that was
Oh,
like
wow.
a feeling of limitlessness that
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's just a really great feeling.
Wow.
I think
That's so
that's
cool.
because of two things. I think it's because I realized that it worked and just the energy that came from
The
realization.
impact
And
of
that,
it. Uh-huh.
yeah, in addition to it working so well that I could push
Mm-hmm.
harder. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was just it was a really fun moment.
Mm.
Yeah.
And how many well, maybe didn't occur to you in that second, but
Yeah.
just the amount of lives you can change with that,
Oh,
knowing how it impacted you.
it absolutely occurred to me in the moment. So I'm like,
Okay.
I'm generally like a really big picture thinker,
Uh-huh.
which can come, it depends on what you're doing, if it's a blessing or a curse, but it's like,
Right.
it was kind of like like, oh my God, this is it. Like, this is what women have been wanting. Like,
Yeah.
because I'm in all kinds of groups on Facebook and I'm like always listening, to what women
Uh-huh.
have to say, especially about this, because this is something that I care about and I want to find solutions for. So
Mm-hmm.
all of the comments, it's almost like this reel that goes through your head, like of all of these things that you've
Mm-hmm.
heard these women say. And then you have a product and you test it and you're like, holy shit, like this is actually going to be the solution for all
Yeah.
these. Yeah, it's super
Wow.
fun. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, I'm just picturing you. I'm getting goosebumps even thinking about that moment for you
Yeah.
and for
I wish you
women.
were closer by. We could come, we could go to an event together. I'm doing an event on Friday,
Yeah.
at a gym in Kansas City. So I just started doing these. I'm calling it the Wrax Challenge. And it's kind of the moment I live for. So I'm having women, because you can kind of, I don't know if you can see these products back here.
Yeah. And
There's
if you're listening to the podcast, you can check it out on YouTube and see this product and check out the links. I'll put the links in the show notes for everyone too. But yeah, so
yeah, for
behind over your shoulder, I can kind of see it.
Yeah, for listeners, it might not be that easy to understand, but it's basically so there's two versions that are basically harnesses for boobs that you wear over a sports bra. So
Okay.
those are easy for me to put on bodies like at events
Uh-huh.
because we can just put it on right over a person's shirt just so they can feel it.
Oh,
So they know what
yeah.
it feels like and actually
Uh-huh.
test it immediately. So those are absolutely my favorite things to do because you put it on somebody's body and you'd be like, okay, so give it a bounce. And they'll just kind of bounce around a little bit. And
Uh-huh.
that moment is when their eyes get big and they're like, this smile comes across women's faces, or they'll say things like, holy shit. Or some of the ones that I've loved the most, I've had a woman who goes, oh, it feels like a hug. Like that was a really cool experience. I had somebody tell me, I've had more than one person tell me it's like they think they call them thunder jackets. They don't all say the word thunder jacket. That's why I'm like, some people have said, but that's been a kind of a common thing that people have said, that it feels like comforting, like those types of things would be for a dog, which is not, those are like those I call them Bob Ross moments, where I'm like, well, that's not why I created it, but awesome. This was like a bonus, So yeah, I get to talking about it and I get so excited. I don't even remember what the question was.
We were just talking about the product itself, like how it works. And
gotcha. Yeah. So there's straps that go over the top of either breast. And so what's really great about both of the harnesses is really no woman's body is perfectly symmetrical. Right. No one's.
Yep.
But yet all sports bras are. They have to be. No, I'm not saying that as a dig. I mean, they have to be. But it does present a challenge. So the harness the max can be adjusted manually. And then the flex, because of the material we've used, it'll conform to anybody's shape or size.
Oh, wow.
So if you have one breast that's larger than the other, which we all do, but especially if this is a significant difference, it'll provide you the same control over either breast at the same time. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And is it like a sports bra in that it's like, washable and you just toss it in the washer and you're good?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So you can put them in the washing machine. I hang dry mine. They'll last longer if you hang dry them. I've put it in the dryer on accident, of course, like when I'm in a hurry and I'm just throwing everything in there. It hasn't hurt it. But
it happens.
Yeah. I would recommend hang drying because they last longer. You'll see, I'm looking backwards, this one all the way over to the edge there. That is it's actually not the newest version. I'll get to that in a second. That's a newer version. So that this has been a fun process because like the creation of the Max, I felt really good about it and I was getting great feedback. And then listening to women and they were telling me what they didn't like about it. So, trying to problem solve that. And what can we do to make it better? What can we do to create a product that is what these women are asking for that still does this? So we created the Flex. So there's been pros and cons, they both have their things that are great about them. And then continued feedback was that women wanted that functionality, but they didn't want to have to put it on over a sports bra. They just want it in a sports bra.
Yeah.
Holy crap. That took a long time to figure out. Like that was not an easy thing. And I don't sew, but it's truly engineering. So thank gosh I have I have a really great team who helped me with that. But this product, that's got the same function, the same technology, engineered into an actual sports bra. So it's just one. It's just one
and done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So pretty excited about that. That's pretty new.
Yeah, that's amazing. And just to think about your process in doing all this, like to find, to make a prototype and to have help with that, and then you have a team and so how are you marketing this? Are you going direct to consumer?
Very poorly. I'm a mess. I'm telling you, this has been from the entrepreneur side of things. This is absolutely the hardest thing I've ever done.
Well, you're wearing all the hats, doing everything.
It is a beast. I've owned several businesses in my life, but they've all been like brick and mortar retail type situations in the town that I'm from. And it was basically like, this is a gap in this community. This community could use this. So, it made sense. For example, a liquor store. I mean, there was like I knew we were going to get along. Yeah. I owned a liquor store for 18 years. It was a lot of fun. And it was a dry county, so there had never been a liquor store.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how to say
You were very popular.
The booze is popular. It was a lot of fun. But I tell you what, you put booze on a shelf in Lynn County, Kansas for the first time ever, and you don't have to advertise it. I mean, it doesn't require any marketing. Yeah. So I'm not going to say it was easy. It certainly wasn't easy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't this hard. This is a totally different animal. I mean, I quite frankly have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to the marketing. And it's difficult because I'm 47 and I'm not really adept at social media. I like to look at social media, but I don't feel really confident in or even mildly confident in posting and knowing what to post and how to do it. But I don't know what people want to see. I don't feel great about that at all. So that's been a huge barrier for me, because I think the women who really could use this product, they just don't know it exists. They have no idea.
Exactly. Yep.
So I don't know how to change that. That's been kind of a mystery from day one.
That is so common. That's one of the things that I teach, Frankie. It's just, because most of the women that I work with, they don't know where to start. They get overwhelmed, so they don't start. And and how do you know? Women don't want to feel spammy. They don't want to feel that it factor, that salesy feeling.
Yes, and I feel like that's all I've done, and it's been just from my very limited, like little to no knowledge of how to do it. I'm just like posting videos, a lot of videos of myself, which is not easy because of the vulnerability it takes to even put yourself on camera. I don't love that.
Exactly.
So I'm posting videos of my boobs bouncing, and then I'm getting more men followers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it's sucks.
Really difficult. And you cannot get the word out if you're afraid to be seen.
Right.
And then how do you get over that? And how do you stop the trolls? Well, you don't, but how do you make it at least safe so that you're not, oh my gosh. Yeah. That's big. It's big. So so how long have you had the product? How long has it been out there?
So the Max was launched in the summer of 2023.
Okay.
So that's when we started. And it's just, like I said, I just want to be a good listener. Like more than anything, I want that. I want to be a good listener and actually come up with solutions, like real solutions, So it takes time, it takes patience, and it takes money. I mean, that is this isn't cheap either. I 100% believe in myself, not every day, not all the time, but everybody's got their moments, but I do believe in myself, and I believe in this product, and I believe more, and importantly, I believe in like the outcome of what it's like, what it's doing for women,
how it's going to help.
Yeah, for sure. So if I feel like if I keep my eye on that, that's helpful, but it still doesn't like fill a gap of like knowledge and expertise and skill set in marketing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just,
Do you have a marketing person or a team that's helping with that?
I just started working with somebody just this month. Okay. So we're brand new. And I feel really encouraged. They've been tremendously helpful already. It's just it takes time and patience. And
absolutely.
I'm gonna be really honest with you. If I'm here to learn patience, this is the thing this is the thing.
Yeah.
I learned the thing that's handed to me to do so.
I learned a long, long time ago, never pray for patience.
Right. Yeah. You've got to be really careful about what your orders are.
Exactly. Don't order that up.
You're going to get the delivery. There's no doubt about it.
Exactly. So are you direct to consumer, or are you in stores, or how do people find you?
Yeah, direct to consumer. The website, it's my Wrax. I spelled Wrax crazy. So I always have to spell it. It's my Wrax, MYWRAX. And I would love to share with you, if it's okay, just kind of the little story about the name.
Absolutely.
It's just, it's kind of like obvious, I guess. Sometimes it's Wrax, your Wrax.
Yeah.
It's kind of a play on words, but the reason I spelled it that way is because my middle name is Ray, and my dad named me, and he spelled Ray, W-R-E-Y. That's how my middle name is spelled. And so spelling it W-R-A-X was like kind of like my nod to my dad. That's just my kind of gratitude.
That's amazing. Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Thank you for letting me share that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and your logo, it kind of tells the story about the product too, a little bit. It's got the X because doesn't the product go across your body?
Yes. The original design, it's got a similar, it looks like an X. Yeah. So I appreciate that. I'm definitely open to feedback. I get a variety of feedback, and it's just, you can't make positive changes if I can only see from my perspective. So it's like, I got to get outside the jar. So I would love to hear your feedback on the logo because I have been
Mhm.
told that it's too hard. It's not soft enough for a product that's for women.
Oh, huh.
And
I
I've been
never
told
thought
that
of
the
that.
colors are too hard and bold as well.
Huh. By a
So I
man?
was like, yeah, I mean, I can see why they say that for sure. Um, so
Yeah. Was it a marketing person that told you that
mhm,
or okay. Hmm.
mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
It's
was
kind
going
of
for
a
more
bold
of a,
product though.
yeah, and I was going for more of like a warrior vibe. Um,
Yeah.
because I have had women tell me when they put it on. In fact, the first 3 women that put this product on,
Mm-hmm.
this was another one of those, just the coolest thing ever. The first 3 of my friends, they're my friends. So the
Uh-huh.
first 3 women that put this product on the max, they all
Uh-huh.
said the same exact sentence. I feel like a warrior.
Oh
And so
wow.
that was feedback that I was like, oh, wow, like
Mm-hmm.
hello, that's really cool. So it's just, it sort of made sense, that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Personally, I don't feel
Mhm.
like it's too bold because that's, you know, how, it kind of goes along the same way, like how we're taught to be as women, you
Mm,
know, how don't be too loud, don't be too big, don't be too much, don't be
yeah,
extra. Well, how
yeah,
about we allow ourselves to be bold and be heard and be seen and
that feels fresh.
yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that because I'm gonna be honest, like I am I use the word aggressive, but I don't mean it in the sense of like uh in a negative way.
Right.
I
Like
mean
women
like
are taught you shouldn't be too aggressive. You shouldn't be
yeah,
too
oh yeah. Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. But it's just like my
Men are
natural
not
state
told
of
not to be
being.
aggressive.
No, not at all. But like I feel like it's just naturally who I am. So it's fun and it's fresh and it feels good to have another woman say like, that it's safe for me to be big and it's safe for me to
Yes.
not
Be
tamper
seen.
myself. Yeah, and it's not easy to do. I mean,
No.
I have to you have to work at that. You have to
Yeah.
work at not that I don't think that I'm unauthentic. But there are definitely times that I am like, just
Mm-hmm.
not entirely sure of myself.
Well, right. It's kind of a reprogramming almost.
Absolutely.
You have to kind of relearn that, okay, I can be seen on social media. I can say these things. I can tell women what this product is all about and why it's important. Why it was
Mhm,
important to you, how you created it, how it came to be and what you hope to do with it
mhm.
without
What I hope they do with it
yes,
for real. Like
exactly. Go be a
it just
warrior.
it makes me so excited. Can I tell you about that Rax challenge that
Yes.
so the Rax challenge is I had said that my favorite moment is just putting it on bodies, but I've kind of just recently decided to do what I'm calling the Rax challenge, and they're doing 3 exercises for 30 seconds each, and they're AMRAPing it, so as many reps as you can get, and they do that in whatever sports bra they've arrived in, and then I
Uh-huh.
have them put the Rax Flex on and do those
Uh-huh.
same 3 exercises for 30 seconds again, and I track their reps. So far, every single woman who's taken the Rax challenge has cranked through more reps in the same amount of time wearing
Wow.
Rax versus not having it
Uh-huh.
on.
Uh-huh.
And they're reporting a significant difference in the degree of comfort that they experience too. So I'm from a strategic standpoint, from the entrepreneurial standpoint, what I'm hoping to do with this, because I'm like so little budget, right? I mean, it costs so much
Mm-hmm.
money to go to these huge events. It's
Mm-hmm.
insane. So I'm trying to find gyms who will allow me to come in and do this basically experiment. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
gathering this information. So I'm keeping track of it on a spreadsheet. So I'm getting qualitative and quantitative
I love
data
it.
from women
Uh-huh.
who I don't know. This is their first experience, so this is their real thing. I'm asking them these questions, and then I'm also asking them if I can video their like just some quick questions, like how did that feel, like that type of thing, so I can
Mm-hmm.
use that to tell their story, because I think that's
Yeah.
what I've been missing in my marketing approach. Is I'm just
Oh,
like,
socials. Yeah.
here's my boobs bouncing. Here's my boobs not bouncing.
Testimonials.
And I
Yeah.
don't think people want to see that. Well, maybe there's some people who want to see that, but I think women want to hear from other women, and they don't, honestly, I don't think they want to hear from me. They want to hear from users.
Test
So
cases. Yeah.
yeah,
How
yeah.
does it
So
really work? Mm-hmm.
mhm. So it's fun for me because I get to have that experience with with people in person,
Yeah.
and have these conversations and learn from them and watch them have their first Wrax experience. And in addition to, like, if they'll allow me to get, a quick video, I'll have that I
Yeah.
can use on social media. So that's my new approach,
I love it.
to work at this, like, inexpensively.
Right. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. The data to back it up too. I mean, that's
Right.
huge.
Right. Absolutely. So I've tried to partner with some universities,
Uh-huh.
to get
Oh,
actual
that's really
scientific studies
good.
done. And
Uh-huh.
I just keep hitting some, I don't know, walls. Is it like,
Yeah.
I don't want to call out the universities, but I had one I was really excited about, and everything was in place.
Mm-hmm.
The proposed study, everything was set up, and then the professor left the university. So,
Oh,
and I'm talking
no.
about like months of work to get it set up.
Yeah. Yep.
And then, so shifted, connected with another university, and had some great conversation with them. Proposed study is all done and complete. And then they told me they need $10,000 to do it. So I'm not in a
From
position to do
you?
that. I'm not in a position to do that right now. So I'm just like kind of trying to figure out, I haven't given up. I'm just trying to kind of figure out how I might
Uh-huh.
still be able to do that, because
Well, what
I
about,
really feel strongly about getting, like, unbiased first person, like their
yep.
first experience with it, actual, like, data,
Right.
because I'm
Well,
telling you, it makes you faster. Literally makes you faster.
well, a couple thoughts. What about like going into a college or university where you're going with the idea or pitching the idea that this is going to make your athletes be able to
Mhm.
produce more. They're going to feel better. They're going to,
Mhm.
I wonder if they would do a test for you at least, and not necessarily even, scientific data
Right.
showing things, but,
Yeah, just a
a use
trial.
case. Yeah.
hmm
I wonder
hmm
about that.
I would definitely be open to that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, and
Yeah.
the other thing that occurs to me is that, okay, so women who use your product
hmm
are probably going to be healthier because if they're doing more reps and they're doing them
Right.
more efficiently and being, feeling like doing it longer and better,
Yep.
they're going to be healthier and more fit.
Absolutely. And I always want to be, like, clear that I'm not a doctor, so I'm
Right.
not making this claim at
We
all.
just play one on TV.
I'm just, I do want to say, like, there have been customers of mine that have told me that
Yeah.
it improves their posture and their form.
Yeah. Their
I'm not
posture
making that
too.
claim because I'm not a doctor. I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do have a doctor who's, I'm going to have a conversation with soon,
Uh-huh.
to talk about a possible, like, endorsement or statement that could be
Yeah.
made. I don't know that would make any difference, but it can't hurt to try, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, a physical therapist or occupational
Yeah.
therapist or, sports psychology or fitness person.
All of the above.
All
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. And it's like, I'll tell you, one of the challenges with this business is that there are so many, like,
Uh-huh.
avenues that I would like to pursue.
Yeah.
All of the
Oh,
things that we just talked about.
right.
And then I have, I haven't made this announcement yet. I'm super, because I don't know how. This is a great
Okay.
example of how I don't know how to social media. I have an influencer who's got over 2 million followers,
Oh,
who
wow.
is
Uh-huh.
absolutely in love with this product.
Oh,
Like,
cool.
she was gushing about it. I've asked her for permission to share the screenshots of our conversation where she's gushing about it, and she's like, "Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you can share whatever you want." I'm like, "Okay." Now I'm just sort of sitting here like, but I don't know how. Like,
Oh,
I
you're
know
kidding.
I know how, as far as, like, you
Uh-huh.
upload it and you click share. That part I
Yeah.
know. I mean, I don't know how to do it in like, storytelling. Like, that's the part that I'm like, I don't know what to actually do with this screenshot to make it
Okay.
mean anything to people who would come to my page to learn about this. So that's a
Okay.
real hang up for me. When I say I don't know how to do social media, that's what
Uh-huh.
I mean. But I have that whole avenue, and she's an equestrian. So it's like
Oh,
this
my.
whole other, like, world opens up. I don't know
Yeah.
anything about horses. I don't speak the language, but I am
Uh-huh.
absolutely, like, thrilled with the feedback that she gave me, because she said something about, I think she said something about a 2 point. I'd have to go back and watch the video,
Uh-huh.
but she was able to do something
Uh-huh.
with wearing my product that she wasn't able to do without it.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, it brings me so much joy to know that it's making that
Yeah.
kind of an impact. I can't speak,
Uh-huh.
I don't speak that language in order to really communicate but yeah, I don't know what to do with that information.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. And we should work together because this is the kind of thing that I coach women on
Yeah.
too, that, have this thing. So how was your conversation with her? I mean, what did she tell you about the product? Because this is kind
Yeah.
of the thing that
Okay.
would be
Okay. I don't know
shareable.
how much time you have, but I'll just pull it up real quick. She first sent me a picture of her wearing
Uh-huh.
the product.
Yeah.
And let's see, I'll get back to that real quick. And then her first statement is, first of all, I love this. And it's like
Uh-huh.
capital letters in love. I just put it on like 10 minutes ago, but I love it. I normally have super rounded shoulders and kind of a hunch where my bra band sits, but this is pulling me into great posture. I also
Uh-huh.
love how snug it is on my ribs without impacting my breathing. It feels very secure and comforting, like a thunder shirt for dogs. This is not the first
There
time
it
I've heard,
is.
like, she's another person that said that.
Wow.
So, I mean, and she just kind of goes on and on about it. Dude, I love it. My back started to hurt on my ride today, so I reached for it and it helped so much. I mean,
Wow.
it's like it goes on and on and on.
Oh,
These
nice.
comments that she's like, she asked me if I was a witch.
The very
Which
best
really cracked
kind.
me up. She really cracked me up because she's a comedian, so
Oh, fun.
I'm so overjoyed to just even get to know her because she just is
Yeah.
a cool human. But we're having a lot of fun with it, which is what I really want to do too. Like, I want it to
Yeah.
make a huge impact in the world on
Yep.
the health and wellness mentally and physically for women. But I also just want to
Uh-huh.
have a hell of a good time doing it, Like,
Well, what's it for if you're not?
right. It's a fun topic. I mean, who doesn't like to talk about boobs? Why not have a good time?
Okay. All
We might
right.
as well. Part of my marketing strategy, I think, should be that we're here to make men cry. Yeah, that's where I want to go with that. So we take our energy from the
That's
first part of the
interesting.
conversation. That's like,
Yes.
can I cuss? Is that okay if I cuss on your podcast?
Yes, I can beep it if it's too.
Oh, it's gonna be rough. But this is where I'm like, if you don't want me to tamper myself, if you want me to be real with you, I'm
You
gonna
be
use
you.
the F word. At the beginning of the conversation, when we were in sort of in that you energy against men,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's not necessarily that I want to be you against men with my marketing, but I want to have
Uh-huh.
fun with that energy. I want to
Okay. Uh-huh.
transmute the energy into a joke and a lightheartedness and take
Uh-huh.
the heaviness out of it while we're still acknowledging it to a degree, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you thought you were going to see bouncing over here?
Oh,
Haha, sucker.
I get it.
Like, I'm going to make you cry because it's going to be gone. There's not going to be anything, no
Huh.
tear, like no bouncing. So the men are just over there,
Oh.
boo-hooing about it. It's kind of where I want to take it, but I don't
Oh,
know how to do
gosh.
that either.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I would not know how to take it that direction, but I would be, yeah, well, do men really, is that their thing? That,
Love to watch boobs bounce?
yeah.
Absolutely.
Huh.
Yeah. Think about that Baywatch scene. This is one of the things, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
the kind of stuff that I have in my mind. Like, if I had the Baywatch scene where they're in the bikinis and they're running and it's slow
Yeah.
motion. Oh yeah, they eat that stuff up. If I
Ew. I
could
don't
do,
get
like,
that. I really don't. I mean, maybe I'm old. No, newsflash, I am old. But I don't, okay. The thought of watching a man's junk bouncing, like, no,
well, first of all,
not attractive.
no, but the female form is way more attractive than the male form. So
Well, yeah, okay. All right.
I'm not trying to be weird. I just
No,
like,
no,
yeah, aesthetically, art, like, perspective.
no. I have learned
Yeah.
so much today.
I wish I could have, I should have sent you a sample to experience it before our conversation. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Well, that's okay. We'll get that done. Maybe
Yeah,
or something.
make that happen.
Well, and I'm definitely going to include links to find the product and you and learn more and connect with you
Yeah,
on
I
social media and
appreciate
stuff
that.
too.
And anybody who's listening that is like, hey, I have an idea for you. Honestly, like I am open to ideas, but also at the same time, it gets overwhelming because, like I said, there's
Oh,
so
yeah,
many ways to take it. And I'll
exactly.
mention combat sports is one of them. So,
Mm,
and it's crazy to me that growing up in the household that I grew up in, wrestling
uh-huh.
household, right, that it didn't really occur to me how useful it would be for that. But they didn't have girls wrestling when I was in high school. If they would have, I
Right.
definitely
It's a
just
thing now. Yeah.
it's a it's an awesome thing. Like I love
Yeah.
that sport is I love it. I'm obsessed with it. So I have a good friend who owns it's called Yes Athletics, and she makes
Uh-huh.
wrestling shoes for women because her girls were wrestlers and
Ah.
they had to buy boys shoes. And
Oh,
it just
wow.
that's a whole thing. There's actually fewer injuries now with
Mm,
female athletes because they're being outfitted in shoes that are made for their feet. I didn't realize there's such a
wow.
big difference in the anatomy of men's versus women's feet. Anyway, that's a whole
Hmm.
thing. So she has informed me that there have been so many wardrobe malfunctions with wrestlers
Oh,
that they actually had to adopt or add a rule for wrestling that states something about they have to wear a full coverage sports bra, which I get that they're adding the rule because they don't want that. No one wants that to happen. That's obvious.
no. Yeah.
Um, my position is that, yeah, no one wants that to happen. It's not like these young women were wanting this to happen. Can you imagine how
No. Oh my
mortifying
God. A
it
high
would
school
be?
girl would be
Yeah,
mortified.
mortifying to be on the wrestling mat
Mm.
in a match and have your boob come out the side of your
Oh my
singlet.
God.
Not okay.
Mm-mm.
So I I'm going to assume that these girls were already wearing full coverage sports bras. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on. They weren't not wearing full coverage sports bras. They didn't, it's not that they need like they don't need a rule. They need gear that works for the sport.
Exactly. Yeah.
And there are no sports bras on the market other than this that prevent lateral movement. Mine's the only sports bra on the whole market that prevents lateral movement of the breast. So
Mm.
it's like it's that's a whole nother avenue to pursue or to uh I don't know, tap into. I don't know what the right words are there.
Mhm.
But yeah, I get pretty passionate about that too because I'm
Yeah.
like, these kids just need better gear, and I'd love to see Wrax being part of their uniform. Like a kid gets a football helmet,
Yep.
this should be part of the uniform.
Yeah. Have you pitched that to any high school like wrestling
Um,
coaches or?
I have not pitched it yet. So
Uh-huh.
I reached out to a high school recently, and I have a meeting with the AD and the wrestling coach.
Cool.
So it was going to do maybe like a pilot program.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
we're past the wrestling season now for the high
Oh,
school
sure.
season.
Yep.
So something that I'm also working on. But that's
It's on that list, right? Of
on the
all
list.
those things.
It's on the list.
I get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the same boat with being a solopreneur, you have this list of things that you want to pursue and these things that are important for your business. And then you
Mhm.
try and prioritize it, but where do you
Yep.
start? And
Absolutely.
yeah, exactly. And
Absolutely.
you need support in a lot of that stuff. I've been using Chat GPT for a lot of like brainstorming and strategy and ideas and like
Yeah.
to get the ball rolling and it
Mhm.
really helps trying to I'm way more productive now, I think, because of using that tool.
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a game changer. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use it frequently.
Cool. Well, and I'm thinking about your influencer that you were talking about too.
Mhm. Mhm.
She's given you permission to use her words and like
Yeah.
screenshots and stuff. Would she be
Mhm.
okay with that? That's
Yeah,
cool.
she's given me permission to do that. Again, I don't really know how. Like, I'm not really sure what to do with what in the marketing world is considered an asset. Like, I don't know what to do with it. Do I put a frame around it? Do I put like a little smiley face? I that's no idea. Am I
I
supposed
think
to
you
tag her? What am I supposed to do with this? It's a
I think
fantastic
you might be
conversation that I've
overthinking it
enjoyed.
a little bit.
Oh, probably. I mean, I'm sure I do, but it's like pretty much everything I've done so far has like kind of fallen flat, so it's
Oh,
also sort of like this, well, I'm obviously not good at this, so
oh,
I feel like I haven't been doing it well, so I'd like to improve my skill set,
uh-huh.
but I also don't want to be, if I wanted to be a marketing specialist, I'd be doing that. That's not what I want to
Well,
do with my life. Not
yeah,
that that's not a wonderful thing to do. I just suck at it,
uh-huh.
so that's not what I want to do. I just, it's like the chicken and the egg thing. I need the good marketing to sell
Yep,
the product, but I
yep,
need the money from selling the product to pay for the marketing. It's the same story
right.
that I'm
Oh, I
sure a
get
lot of
it.
entrepreneurs have.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but it's like I think some days too, like my husband might come home later today, and well, he will come home later today. Um, he doesn't ever ask me, but sometimes I think in my mind, like if I was to tell him what I accomplished today, sometimes I'm like, what did I accomplish? And I feel like I've been busy all day. Does
Yeah.
that ever happen to
I've
you?
heard this. Yeah. Well, and I've been in that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're getting ready to do something
Hmm.
instead of actually doing it.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I tell my students and clients this a lot too, that, when you're starting something, like you don't feel like you're good at it. This
Hmm.
marketing thing is different. It's you're creative. You're
Hmm.
wanting to be helpful to people and you're trying to get this out into the world, but the marketing piece of it is just awkward because you haven't done it enough. And
Right.
when we first start doing something, we're going to suck.
Mm.
We really are not good at it. It's
Right.
not in our wheelhouse. It's not our thing.
Right. Right.
So, I mean, you can find a million things to do that keep you busy so that you
Hmm.
don't have to get out of your comfort zone and take that first step towards doing this
Right.
new thing. Yeah, it's difficult I get it. Being an entrepreneur, you just have to take that risk and jump out of your comfort zone and realize, oh my God, I didn't die.
Yeah. No, true, true. I mean, it's like I think I've gotten past, like I don't really necessarily have a fear of being on camera. I don't have a
Uh-huh.
fear of it. It's not my favorite thing, but I'll do it. It's not like
Uh-huh.
doesn't produce a lot of anxiety for me or anything. And I don't mind even being on stage and speaking. That's that type of stuff. I don't love
Uh-huh.
it, but I can do it.
But it's
Um,
not social media.
I just don't know. I feel like it's the how part, like, I mean, yeah, I can
Yeah.
keep putting my boobs out there, but it's not generating anything. So what's the point? That's where I've gotten to this
Oh,
like place in my mind where I'm like, what's the point in posting at all? Because it's not changing anything.
yet.
Yeah, no, and I'm not, I'm just saying that's like a mindset that I struggle
Oh
with at
yeah.
times.
No,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's very common. Yeah, for sure.
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, I wonder about your influencer friend. If she would
Yeah.
do a video for you, would she?
She's definitely going to be doing some videos. So
Cool.
yeah, she's working on it. And so what happened with that was, she literally posted on her page, I can't remember exactly what her words were, but she's like sitting on a horse and she's like, hey, sports bra companies, like if you feel confident in your product, I have, what is it, double or triple D's, and I'm a horseback rider with over 2 million followers. So if you feel confident about it, send me your gear or whatever kind of thing. So she was like looking
Wow.
for products. And
Uh-huh.
I didn't think it was going to happen because I wasn't really getting any responses from my comments or messages. And then it was some time went by and she did message me back. And she said that she and her team decided that they decided not to take any more, but then they read my message and they were like, we have to take hers because that was really funny, whatever message it was that I sent to her. So
Okay.
it worked out. It worked out and it's working out. She's awesome. She's really
She's your
hilarious.
people.
She's my people. And I mean, I think it's okay if I say, I mean, like I said, I haven't, but she told me it's fine to like
Uh-huh.
let people know. It's Hayden Crystal,
Hayden
and
Crystal. Okay.
she's a comedian. So, I mean, honestly, like just check her out because she's funny, but she was on America's Got Talent
Oh, really?
as a comedian. Yeah. She's a spectacular human. I'm really just enjoying
Well,
just
that's
kind of getting to
cool.
know her. Yeah.
I'll get the link from you and then put that in the show notes too, so people
Oh,
can,
okay. Yeah.
cross look at all the different look at
Yeah.
her profile, look at yours, and yeah, check it out
Yeah.
for sure. My
I'm
wheels are
super
turning
stoked.
because I've got some friends that are horse people too.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. definitely want to get them to look at your product and see if they would love it. I'm sure they would.
Well, if they have big boobs, I'm sure they would.
Yeah.
Now, I want to say though too, like you don't have to have big boobs for this to make an impact. So that's sort of like an assumption I think that people make because of probably because of the way I'm talking about it too, because I'm like, I have big boobs. But for example, I have a friend who's a cross country coach and she's a B cup. So we're not talking about big boobs. She did the Wrax challenge, same outcome. Noticeable difference in significance in comfort level, crank through more reps, the same amount of time, and she bought the product. She walked out the door wearing it, and I'm like, I don't want to take this off kind of thing. And she was surprised. She was like, I didn't have any idea how much of it, like I thought I would need to be bigger chested for this to make a difference for me.
Yeah.
But the reality is all boobs move. Yeah, boobs.
Yeah.
They're moving.
There's not a skeletal system in there.
No. Nope. So I thought that was interesting because she was, it was good feedback and information and like a good experience for me too, because, and it's not the only time that's happened, but specifically with a cross country coach, it was a good conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I would think high school coaches, especially high school, college, a lot of the coaches, a lot of physical, trainers, those kinds of people would be really interested in a good contact for you. Yeah.
I like
fabulous.
I just don't know I'm still working on how to actually make all that happen,
Well, it's a long list, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I get it. Yep. Wow. Okay. So at the end of every one of my podcasts, I like to bring it around to something fun. I think you're my people. So
I love that.
What is your favorite adult beverage or glass of wine? What do you like to drink?
My favorite adult beverage right now, I would have to say I kind of go through these, especially through the years of owning a liquor store. I mean, I just kind of everything.
Yeah.
My favorite right now is probably a dark and stormy. I love dark and stormies. I love some ginger beer. So that's a good one. Mules are good, but I prefer dark and stormy. And then I don't know, like just a light summertime drink is just a good old gin and tonic or vodka tonic.
Yeah.
Those are pretty tasty.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's a favorite memory shared, sharing a beverage with girlfriends or, your people?
So I'm actually I hope it's okay that I future pace this instead of past.
Sure.
I want to tell you about what my favorite experience is going to be being celebratory with beverage. My son is moving to Seattle at the end of June, and we are going to have a going away party for him. And I am I'm so incredibly proud and excited for him. He has overcome so much to get to where he is. He has a condition called Chiari malformation. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but
never heard of it.
It's wild. Basically, his brain was falling out of his head. All this. Oh. Yeah. And it's not anymore. Now
and
it's not.
Scene.
And people are probably be like, what the hell?
Okay.
So he had a surgery in Barcelona, Spain. It's literally the only place in the world that does the surgery that he really needed.
Gosh.
They do treat it in the United States, but I won't get into all that. They don't treat it well, in my opinion. It would have been a very invasive surgery and a very long outcome, and it would have just treated symptoms. It wouldn't have been good. Anyway, so I am just like, I'm so happy. I've never been more happy, truly, with the exception of the day he actually had the surgery, because he was essentially disabled, and he's 21 now. So to go from so limited in life and what his future looked like to wide open. He has no limits whatsoever, and he can go do whatever amazing things he's going to do. So my answer is a future paced best beverage of my life, celebrating my son's bravery to just do something big.
Yeah. So he's moving to Seattle For to work to
He wants to go. He's going to go to Shoreline Community College because his ultimate goal is to go to UW, University of Washington.
Okay. Yeah.
And so he wants to be. He wants to go to Shoreline so that he'll be there for a year, so that he would be an in-state resident.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. What's he want to study? What's his his joy?
This is my crazy answer. Computer stuff. I don't know. Like I don't speak that language either.
Okay. It's okay.
Something in computers. He's probably going to be like, God, Mom, I've told you a million times. I know. He's going to do something awesome though. That's for sure.
That's nice. Oh my gosh. That's going to be amazing. So, and this is happening this summer. He's going to be moving at the end of June. So, running out of time with him. Well, yeah, there's that. But, to see them spread their wings, and especially in this case, to be independent and being able to follow those dreams and chase it, that's amazing.
Absolutely. I'm just, there are no words to describe how happy I am for him.
Oh, well, and you've set a great example. You're chasing dreams too.
I think that matters. It's kind of hard to own because you don't want to just be like, yeah, sure I have, but it does matter. It does matter. You have to see people. And I mean, I look for people like this. I think it's important that you, whatever your goals are, like you find somebody who's done it. It doesn't have to be the exact thing, but it's important to have, to know that you're not alone and that you that it's possible. And all of that type of stuff, whether it's me or his dad or whoever, like, he has seen people just take action, rather than like complaining and not doing anything about it.
Yeah. Or wondering what if.
And being an action taker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many people get stuck too. Like, you have these things you want to do.
Yeah.
But you're afraid. So you don't take those steps to move towards it.
Yeah, absolutely. And totally understandable. And that's why it's important to find people, if you have those fears that are preventing you from doing things, like that's why it's important to have conversations with people w'ho've already done it.
Yep. Proof of
because
concept.
you might find out that it's not, it's not quite as scary as you thought.
Exactly. Yeah. If you have some accountability and maybe some direction and, some strategy.
Yeah.
It's big.
Strategy would sum up everything that I need in my life right now.
Oh my gosh.
For this business. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if I can help you, I'd love to.
Having a conversation about it is helpful. It's when you're a solopreneur, and you have how do I say this? It's such an advantage to have conversations with people who do get it, who have been an entrepreneur, who can see, like, at least have some sort of an idea and see the path that you're working towards, that's really important stuff. Because it can get really lonely doing this. Like it can feel super isolating. There have been times I've been in a room full of people and my mind is like, I'm pretty much obsessed with it. Just like constantly thinking about, Wrax. And I realize that I'm not even paying attention to like what's going on around me because I've isolated myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's easy to put yourself in an isolated space. So it's important to connect with other people.
Absolutely. Always. Yeah.
Yeah. Very helpful
being
to have
present. Conversations. Yeah. Being present with people and allowing, when you hear their story, when you truly hear them, it's a gift, it's a gift to them to be present with them and to be able to serve them better, to just understand where they're coming from and to hear their point of view and all of it.
As you have for me today. So thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. This has been wonderful.
Good.
I'm so grateful to get to know you today. I know. This hour went so fast.
Has it been an hour? You're kidding.
It has. It's been over an hour almost. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like I could talk to you for a long time.
I mean, we can definitely do this again sometime.
I would love that.
I would love to know how I can be helpful to you, because I ask that question a lot, and I rarely get an actual answer from people, which is
Yeah.
okay, because I think it's an unexpected question. But I do want to be helpful to you, because I feel like, I don't know, just reciprocal in nature. That's
Oh,
important to me too.
collaborations. Yeah.
Mhm,
And
for sure.
women supporting women. It's all about us
Absolutely.
sticking together and lifting each other
100%.
up,
Yes, yes.
holding the
So
boobs
please,
down, lifting each other up.
new tagline. Who wrote that down? Is it? I'll listen to it on the playback. That's fantastic. I love it.
Yes. Oh gosh. Well, on that note,
Yeah, it was a good closer,
thank
huh?
you so much, Frankie. Yeah, I
Yeah, thank
appreciate this so
you.
much.
Well, this has been really fun. You are
Yes, it
fantastic
has.
at guiding a conversation.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I
really
love
good at
this
it.
so much. It's been just amazing getting to know fabulous women and
Yeah. How long have you been doing
so
it?
um I released my first episode in November of 23,
Okay. Awesome.
right? Is that right? Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Awesome.
80
Well,
some episodes.
I appreciate just like the experience, because for multiple reasons. But I actually decided to start a podcast myself recently, but about Chiari malformation. Um, so I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to use ChatGPT to help me figure it out. But
Yeah.
do you have any tips on, like, I don't know. I think I'm just going to just push record and start record. I'm not going
Yeah.
to overcomplicate that at all. I'm just
Keep
going
it
to
simple.
start talking and start posting and just see what happens. I'm not even going to,
Uh-huh.
I'm, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, you can
I
get
get
bogged
pretty,
down with the details, but
oh, I'm sure. And the
yeah.
last thing I need right now is to worry about more details of something else. But I feel so like compelled to take action with that
Uh-huh.
too, that it's like,
Yeah.
I can't just freaking sit here and do nothing. It's driving me crazy. So if
Yeah.
I mean, it can't hurt, right?
Right. That's another course I teach too.
The podcasting
Podcasting.
course?
Hmm.
Really? Okay. Well, tell me
Yeah.
about that real quick, if you don't mind.
No, absolutely. So I have a workshop that I haven't got the next one scheduled yet, but I
Okay.
do like an hour-ish workshop for free where I just answer everybody's questions. Like, this is the tech
Oh,
you need.
awesome.
This is to keep it simple. These are the software pieces that I recommend because they're easy to use. So you don't have
Okay.
to, work with sound
Yeah.
waves and how do I post it and how do I get it out there and
Right. Yeah.
all the things.
Yeah.
So that's just a question and answer so that if you
Okay.
want to pursue it the next step. And then it's an
Mhm.
8-week program after that for, okay, let's keep it all simple. Here's how you set up your tech. Here's the
Gotcha.
equipment you need. Here's how to publish it. Here's how to market it. All of that.
Wow. Okay, cool. And I'm going to need, like, my cousin offered to help. He's in Seattle, and I don't know, like, he mentioned with sound, and he's in the music industry. So I don't know
Uh-huh.
what that meant exactly. I don't know if that meant with like the posting, all that stuff. I was literally just going to record on voice notes on my phone and
That's a good way to do it. That's a good way to start.
just start there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
Don't worry about editing. Don't worry about all the things and just post
yeah.
it on social media. And, so you don't have to worry about how do I format this for Apple or how do I format this for,
Oh, okay.
all those things.
Okay. Gotcha. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Okay. I very much appreciate that, because more people that have Chiari need to know how they're doing this in Barcelona versus how they're doing it here. It's just straight up not okay. So I definitely want to get loud about it.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's important too. So many. You are on a mission to serve people. I mean, it's just,
Yes,
mhm.
absolutely. Yeah. There were some things like some of the, I'm a certified hypnotherapist as
Oh,
another job. So
uh-huh.
like while we were talking about the mindset stuff, like there's this part of me that's like, I know how to deal with it,
Uh-huh.
but there's only so much you can do for yourself too. And
Exactly.
you can't, like, to be able to position yourself to see things that other people, it's just this whole animal. So I mean, I just really appreciated that part of the conversation too, because it's not really top of mind. Self-care isn't always top of mind.
Yeah.
And just kind of bringing it back to the forefront reminds me that it's important to address that. And like, okay. And then the sort of like positive effects of actually taking the time to address that'll kind of help me like automatically take care of some of these other issues that shouldn't really be issues only because of that limiting belief. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely.
So really appreciate that conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's so much easier to see in someone else, do this first for sure,
Right.
where, you're dealing with it on a day-to-day basis that you can't see that forest because you're in the trees, it's just really difficult to diagnose and to strategize and take that first step.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Totally I've got some steps to take today. So I appreciate that. You've inspired me to take some action that I might not have taken. So thank you.
Well, you're so welcome. I'm excited to see your growth and to cheer you on and support you any way I can.
I appreciate that a lot.
Very cool. I'm sure this is going to really hit home for a lot of women. And we'll have to get this, we'll push this out so that more women hear it.
Yeah.
That would be a good goal.
I appreciate that. Because like we said, the problem is that they don't know that it's available and they don't know what they're capable of without it, which is what I get. Yeah. Like I can't wait for them to find out. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. That's gold. Awesome. Thank you so much, Frankie.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. That's a wrap on this episode of Penny for Your Shots. If you loved today's conversation, don't let the inspiration stop here. Get my weekly insider updates straight to your inbox. It's where I spill behind-the-scenes goodies, exclusive tips, and all the fun stuff I don't always share on the podcast. Sign up now at pennyforyourshots.com/insider. I'll see you in your inbox next Thirsty Thursday. Cheers!